The plan is to destroy so many with floods and fire.
This is a sunset fire burning in the Hollywood Hills. You see some air.
It's no conspiracy theory. It's real. Recently, the Holy Spirit began to tell me about a certain plan. There's an evil plan to destroy a major city. I'm not going to mention the city because I don't want anybody panicking. You have to know that you can actually do something about your city, your country. You pray especially for your city and other cities of the world because they want to do major damage. This is through the weaponization of geoengineering and self-replicating smart nanorobots, nanobombs that will cause extreme devastation. The plan is to destroy so many with floods and fire. And with those kinds of fires, the place is left so devastated, you don't find the frames of the buildings then. That's more like natural fire.
Welcome, dearest family. Actually, just recently we had a fire outbreak in LA, California, and I couldn't post the video because I didn't get the full info concerning the fire. But I just want to clear this, okay? So I know many people say it's because the Hollywood Globe event, during that event, that they mock God, which I think is part of the destroying part of the reason why maybe there's a fire outbreak. But before then, there was already a prophecy that these guys are going to destroy major cities, all right, for no reason or for a selfish interest by our dear man Dr. Chris Oyakilome, DSC, Diddy. So I will leave you guys to watch this video, understand it, all right? I'll watch it to the end so that you understand everything that's going on in this video. Watch this, I'll be right back. And if you're just coming new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Watch this.
Okay. Right after the age of truth, the revealing is the scab being pulled off, and then the healing can begin.
The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be distractions and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it, ask questions, demand answers.
Now, this isn't just anybody's house that's burned down in the LA fires. This is P. Diddy's house that's burned. Oh, and there was supposed to be an investigation in 2 days' time.
At 4:32 p.m., we received a 911 call that a suspect was attempting to light a fire in the community of Woodland Hills and was being detained by residents. Officers from LAPD's Topanga area responded and took that suspect into custody.
Cat Williams has stepped into the spotlight once again, and this time he's alleging that Diddy's criminal case might have some ties to the ongoing California fires. And we know it sounds wild, but the receipts floating around are actually disturbing. Over the last few weeks, California has been hit with massive wildfires, entire neighborhoods wiped out, over 20 lives lost, tens of thousands of people displaced, countless wild animals and pets injured or destroyed, and billions in damages. And while investigators still haven't officially revealed what or who sparked the wildfires, the internet's already buzzing with different theories. And the one gaining the most traction alleges that the Hollywood elites are using these fires to destroy evidence supposedly tying them to the Diddy and Jay-Z lawsuits. Turns out that several Hollywood estates burned down right when big-name celebs were in the middle of lawsuits, scandals, or financial drama. Now, remember the Malibu fire of 2018? Or the 2023 Maui wildfires? Well, in both of these cases, some homes burned to the ground, while others, right next door, stayed untouched. It was all super sketchy. And now, Kat is hinting that something similar might be happening in LA. And it's not just Kat who co-signed this theory. Lee Carter, the young woman who claims she was a victim of Hollywood elites, told her followers months ago to watch out for the fires because these powerful figures will stop at nothing to cover up their crimes. And even some celebrities like Chris Brown are saying something's not adding up about these fires. So could these fires be a way to destroy incriminating evidence tying some high-profile Hollywood figures to the Diddy scandal? What exactly did Kat say about all this? Let's break it down.
The worldwide government is way smarter than we give them credit for, because they have us believing they don't do nothing. But the truth is, like there's no such thing as the government is in bed with the internet. No, the internet is a government installation.
The wildfires ripping through Los Angeles have been absolutely devastating, taking at least 24 lives and destroying over 12,000 properties in just a week. It's heartbreaking. But here's where it gets wild. The internet has been swept by a wave of theories about the cause of these fires. And while some of these theories are unhinged, others will make you do a double take. So a lot of people are saying that the Hollywood and political elites deliberately set these fires to cover up incriminating evidence ahead of the Diddy trial, which starts in May. Even former public official Catherine Austin Fitts turned up the heat on this theory, and she questioned why so many celebs tied to Diddy managed to keep their homes safe while houses next door burned to the ground. Fitts, who worked as the U.S. Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development for Housing during the presidency of George H.W. Bush, talked about this theory on a recent episode of her podcast, and she said she noticed a pattern when looking at whose houses got destroyed and who managed to protect their properties.
What I want to see, what I usually look at in situations like this, is I look at the patterns of who got wiped out and how. And, one of the first questions, I'll be honest, that I'm going to look at when I look at some of the communities involved is how many of the homeowners were on the P. Diddy list.
So this Diddy list that Fitz brought up has been a hot topic online ever since Homeland Security raided Diddy's mansions in LA and Miami back in March 2024. And while it's never been confirmed, it's been alleged that this list ties big-name celebs like Jay-Z, Beyonce, J-Lo, Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah, Ashton Kutcher, Leonardo DiCaprio, and even some political figures to depraved behavior at Diddy's freak-off parties.
Greg. Oprah. J-Lo. A-Rod. Will Smith. Alicia Keys. Pretty good. Black King God, dude. Justin Bieber. Kevin Hart. Mark Wahlberg. Snoop. DJ Khaled. Chris Beats. Kelly Rowland. Chris Brown. Maluma. Issa Rae. Sierra. Janelle Monáe. Yeah, that's my sis right there. Lizzo. Megan Thee Stallion. J Balvin. Naomi Campbell. That's your auntie. Usher. Demi Lovato. Shaq and his whole family. Tracy Ellis Ross. Little Uzi Vert. Sway Lee. Rick Ross. Julian Huff. Diplo. E-Nice. Drea. Burna Boy. The show's third singer. Nicole Scherzinger. Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls. Say Nicole. From the Pussycat Dolls. That's right. Paris Goebel. Cara Delevingne. Winnie Harlow. Rich Montana. And a bunch of big surprises that I can't tell you. Because they're so big, sometimes they get busy and they forget that they committed to answering the phone and it's Easter.
But Catherine Austin Fitts went even further and implied that these wildfires could have been set on purpose to cover up some seriously horrific offenses against the most vulnerable. Fitts claims she's seen extreme measures taken before to bury ugly truths, and she brought up the infamous Franklin cover-up of 1988, when multiple prominent Nebraska politicians and business figures were accused of involvement in a PDF file ring.
Story to tell that I'd like to tell. I have a wonderful subscriber who's been a subscriber for many years, Polly, and for the first time in his life, he read the Franklin cover-up last week. And I spoke to him last weekend, and he said, I keep hearing you. He said, you get frustrated because people don't understand the importance of financial transaction freedom to their lives. And I hear you keep telling people who say, well, I don't have many assets, and if they take my assets, I don't care. And I hear you telling people, wait a minute, they can take your children. They can mandate health treatments to your children, and they can literally take your treatment. And he said, you need to understand that even though I've been a subscriber for 10 years, I didn't understand what you were saying. And he said, I don't think most people understand what you're saying. But I read the Franklin cover-up, which is one of the best, highly documented cases of a pedophilia ring in America. And he said, now I understand what you mean. Now I understand what you mean when you say they'll take your children, and what that really means, and why financial transaction freedom is so very important to me and to you, because we cannot allow that to happen. So he said, this is the first time that it really got to be personal. It really touched me in an intimate and visceral way. And, I've seen dreadful things done in the interest of covering up rings. And this is likely to include, whenever you do an operation this big, you stack functions. So there's a lot of stacking functions going on, but it wouldn't surprise me if is one of those functions that's getting stacked here.
And here's where it gets even crazier. Catherine Austin Fitz's claims are hitting the spotlight right after some old comments from one of Diddy's accusers, Allie Carter, started making waves again. Last year, Allie told her followers on social media to keep their eyes and minds open because files or explosions might be used as part of a cover-up for the alleged crimes of the Hollywood and political elites.
There is a third arrest that is coming. There's 2 that's already down. The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be deaths, distractions, and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it, ask questions, demand answers. Watch for those fires. Explosions make fires too. Explosions make accidental fires too. And then, oops, we don't know how that happened. And then you look into it and you see that it's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to trafficking. And then you realize, oh, it wasn't just an explosion or a fire. It wasn't an accident.
And now Allie's back in the spotlight telling people, I told you so, and she's saying there's nothing accidental about all these celebrity homes getting destroyed in the fires, right when Diddy's alleged accomplices started getting named in his lawsuits.
He's burning? Because didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all there will be an accidental explosion? Accidental fire? And the next thing you know, celebrities' homes would be on fire. Things would be on fire. I pray for the people in its path, but I also pray that it exposes the things that it needs to expose.
Now, it's interesting that Allie Carter mentioned explosions several times in her videos, because just a few days ago, during a live report in Pacific Palisades, several mysterious explosions were caught on camera as the Los Angeles fires continued to spread.
It is still an inferno out here. You can see just how strong the flames. Oh! Whoa, and you heard that explosion there. This is the back of a home here, trees up in flames at the moment. The flames spreading to the home here again, the 800 block of Radcliffe Avenue. Of course, we want to keep our distance, but we're hearing some bangs going on. We obviously don't know what's exploding.
And then another video went viral on social media showing what appears to be a huge explosion in Pasadena, California, which then quickly spread into fire. But here's where things take an even wilder turn. Some fans are pointing to an alleged coded message from Diddy himself as a key piece of this puzzle. During an alleged leaked call from jail with his son, Diddy reportedly told him to get rid of the pizza boxes. And a lot of people are convinced this was an order to destroy evidence.
What up? Yo, listen. Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. Alright? I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. all the boxes, okay? Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah.
Meanwhile, more social media users are speaking out in support of this theory that the fires were set to hide the evidence allegedly tying the A-list celebrities to a high-level PD file ring.
Betcha didn't see this.
Tonight, the man who terrorized people at a crowded D.C. pizza shop back in 2016 has died. Edgar Madison Welch was shot and killed Monday by police in Kannapolis, North Carolina, after he pulled out a gun during a traffic stop. 8 years ago, the so-called Pizzagate gunman entered Comet Ping Pong in Northwest with a revolver and rifle. He was searching for a non-existent child ring, which he learned about from a right-wing conspiracy website. Welch was sentenced to prison and released back in 2021.
This happened 2 hours ago, or it was reported 2 hours ago. Let's break this video down a little bit.
8 years ago, the so-called Pizzagate gunman entered Comet Ping Pong in Northwest with a revolver and rifle. He was searching for a non-existent child ring.
Interesting that they just had to include those words. A non-existent child ring. Why? Why not just say he was searching for a child ring?
He learned about from a right-wing conspiracy website.
And of course, you just had to add that too, right? Of course, he learned about it from a right-wing conspiracy website. Duh. So let me get this straight. Just as all of Hollywood, basically all of Hollywood, burns to the ground, the conspiracy theory that is most associated with Hollywood and elites and celebrities pops up again out of nowhere because the person who allegedly went in looking for it and, by the way, didn't shoot anybody, he shot at the ground and then walked out and turned himself in. That person is shot and killed. It is pretty coincidental that this is right around the time where the Diddy stuff started coming out, Jay-Z, we still don't have any clue who's on the Epstein client list. All this stuff that seems to be happening, that seems to be exposing a lot of what we've been talking about for the last, who knows, freaking 8 years now. Just kind of weird that all of Hollywood burns to the ground right as all this stuff is starting to be exposed.
But it's just not random people on the internet who are raising questions about these fires. Even some celebs are hinting that something about these fires feels off, and it seems that they might not be as natural as the authorities initially claimed. Chris Brown wrote in an Instagram story post, "Someone's starting these fires. Ish don't add up." Others, like actor Henry Winkler and Days of Our Lives star Allison Sweeney, also claimed that the fires were started by an arsonist. Meanwhile, Dancing with the Stars professional Peter Murgatroyd shared a screenshot of an X post that read, "Los Angeles, Southern California. There are at least 5 men going around in ski masks starting fires. Keep an eye out." And then there's podcaster and neuroscientist Andrew Huberman, who shared a post showing a group of people standing suspiciously close to what looked like a freshly started fire in the Santa Monica area. Huberman wrote in the caption, "People are lighting fires in otherwise non-burning urban areas of LA. Saw this happen firsthand at 302 Pico in Santa Monica. Called it in and the fire department and police responded. Stay safe and call in any activity ASAP. We don't need more flames out here." Now, this idea that the California fires are deliberately set to destroy incriminating evidence against Hollywood elites has gained traction for a number of reasons. It may sound like a conspiracy theory, but when you really start to look at the specifics, there are some strange details that have people questioning everything. To give you just a few examples, one of the first things people have noticed is the unusual way the fires have been behaving, and some are comparing it to the 2018 Malibu fire, when certain areas, like the homes of well-known celebrities, were completely destroyed, while other houses right next door were left standing with barely a scratch. And a lot of folks believe these fires might have been carefully planned to burn down properties tied to people with skeletons in their closets. And then another key point is the timing of the fires. See, these fires seem to erupt just when major Hollywood scandals are in the spotlight, like the Harvey Weinstein case in 2018 when the Malibu fire happened, or now the ongoing allegations against Diddy and his celebrity friends. You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to see that the timing is suspicious. A lot of people on social media are now saying that these fires could be timed perfectly to destroy evidence, whether it's financial records, legal papers, or other incriminating material that could connect powerful elites to shady dealings.
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but there is no way that 8 different fires starting within a period of 48 hours in LA is due to climate change. You want to tell me that insurance companies canceling people's policies in these areas over the past few months, officials cutting firefighting funding, emptying water reservoirs, and being more concerned about sending aid to another country is just coincidence? Okay.
And then there's also the theory that the technology used in the area, like smart meters, could be playing a role in how these fires start and spread. Some people have suggested that lithium batteries, which are in smart meters, could be triggering the fires. Recent reports have pointed to cases where fires have started with no clear cause, and some believe these technologies are being used to intentionally ignite certain properties. But it doesn't end there. Multiple social media posts have gone viral, alleging that those rumored tunnels Ally Carter talked about in her videos have collapsed in planned explosions. One user on X shared a video of a press conference revealing that the firefighter discovered an underground lithium battery storage, and they wrote in the caption, "Turns out there's a tunnel system under these LA fires." They're saying that there's a lithium battery facility in these tunnels meant for bicycles. Because they're burning, the air is poisonous, so you're not allowed near the tunnels. Those are definitely tunnels.
With the hazmat, we have found a underground lithium battery storage plant for bicycle batteries that has posed a huge hazard in that area. We are working with the hazmat teams to keep that contained. So a lot of that is just very dangerous. As you just heard, the air quality in some of that area is still very, very high and dangerous.
And then some people are saying this is nothing more than another shameless land grab operation, and they're comparing it to the 2023 Maui wildfires. One user wrote, "Fires were intentional, Maui too. They want to get rid of original homeowners. They know insurance companies can't pay out these $10+ million homes for what they're worth. Investors buy the land from people desperate for cash and build apartments, all while blaming climate change." And whatever the real cause may be, more and more people are starting to say that there's something weird going on with these fires. It doesn't seem like a random disaster anymore, and there's a growing belief that someone's intentionally keeping these flames alive in specific areas. People are noticing that certain neighborhoods are being targeted, while others remain untouched, and it's fueling the idea that these fires might be part of a larger cover-up. And now, to top it all off, sources close to Cat Williams are saying that Cat allegedly predicted something like this would happen. Before the fires even started, Cat reportedly told his inner circle that a major disaster would strike to destroy the evidence before even more big names get tied to the Diddy scandal. And according to Cat, this isn't just about Diddy. He reportedly believes this is much bigger, and there are some seriously powerful people behind the scenes. People with way more influence than Diddy, who are desperate to stop anyone from digging too deep into those allegations about the rumored trafficking ring that Ally Carter has been warning about. But what's your take on this theory that the LA fires are somehow tied to the Diddy scandal? Do you think this is all just a wild conspiracy? Or is there a hidden agenda we're not seeing? Do you believe Ally Carter and Kat's alleged prediction that the fires could be a deliberate move to destroy evidence? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't miss out on this next video.
Welcome guys, I'm sure you grabbed something out of that video. What seems to be the truth about the fire outbreak, that it was being caused by P. Diddy to eliminate evidence. Alright, you see several proofs, and by the way, look at the damages that has been done in this place. This is so devastating. Thousands of houses were lost, and about 20 something lives were lost too, and thousands of people are now homeless. This is ridiculous, honestly. So I want you guys to also watch videos of some men of God.
To the 82nd Golden Globes, you were incredible in Dune.
For LA,
woke up for all of your scenes. You were what a year you've had.
I want you guys to watch this particular video.
How shots no go. That was before the moms are holding strong with 3 shout outs. God, creator of the universe, 0 mentions.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Mocking God and using his name as a cuss word is nothing new for Hollywood. But less than 48 hours after the Golden Globes blasphemy, Hollywood was on fire.
I live in Hollywood, and I had a neighbor knock on my door saying that the hills were on fire, and sure enough, I went outside. I could see the hills all on fire. I could see people running, throwing suitcases in their car, and I realized I kind of had to get out before they put the evacuation order in, or else I wouldn't be able to leave.
Did you pray?
I did.
We were actually at Sunset Boulevard at a place, and they had to evacuate us.
What would fix the fire problem really quick? Any idea?
I'm not sure.
I don't really know the answer.
What about rain?
I didn't think about that.
Rain would certainly help.
Rain, yes, definitely. Yes.
Who's in charge of the rain?
Oh, I don't know. God, I guess.
God.
Why do you think he's withholding rain from Hollywood at the moment?
I'm not sure. I don't know God's plans.
Do you think God is judging Hollywood?
I've had that thought, and I'm not too sure, though. Absolutely.
Do you think God is happy with Hollywood?
No.
Our prayers are with the people of California. We're praying for you. We're interceding for you. Just know that if you're going to use, oh my blanking God, and God comes out zero, and you're going to blaspheme God on Hollywood, the iniquity of the Amorites is going to rise to the surface. You know when the Bible says it's not yet full? Hollywood, it reached a full measure at your Golden Globes, and God is releasing fire upon your mountain to remind you who he is. You do not blaspheme God and live to tell the tale. God is shaking every mountain in this hour, and just like he did in Notre Dame, just like he did with the fires in Paris, he's going to do it again here to prove that he will not be mocked.
Los Angeles, the fires. I've interceded for it, but it's almost like, okay, let me teach you something. When you're praying over something, you can feel sometimes a wall. And you'll be up against it, and you'll be praying for that individual or that city, and you'll feel there is a wall there that you're just not able to get over in the spirit realm. And you ask yourself, why is it when I'm praying, because I'll pray against it, and you'll pray against it and pray against it, and you feel like you're getting, like I said, you're not getting any traction to get over that. So then there's certain things when I'm praying over this fire, it's like pushing against mud, is sometimes what I've felt. Like, what is it about this? And the Lord showed me, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways, they will hear from heaven and I will heal their land. But if you have a group of people in a deep blue area that are continually in the school systems teaching the kids corrupt things, how to be, that you may not be a girl, you may not be a boy, all the liberal trash that they're continually feeding and pushing on and pushing on. There's a covering of prayer over areas. And a lot of red areas, there's a lot of prayer covering. There is a lot of intercessory prayer in churches over the red areas. But when you have a big blue area that's full of liberal and all kinds of radical bad thinking, I could name off a bunch. It causes that umbrella of that prayer covering to be lifted. It's like this, it's lifted. And so you have attacks. When you have an open door, when I told you when you open a door, the enemy comes in like a snake, because a snake's a snake and it's going to come in regardless if you open a door to it. So you have people out there in these blue areas, like in California, LA, you have all the poison, all the trash out there that's happening on a consecutive basis every day. We're talking dark, dark stuff with witchcraft and everything else in Hollywood. Selling their soul to the devil just so they can get ahead and become a superstar. You have a lot of those people that are stationed out there, and they have very corrupt thinking. So all of a sudden you see the door opened, and you can pray against it and pray, stop, stop. But you're hitting a wall because you have seed, time, and harvest. So what happens is when you basically have a reprobate mind and a reprobate spirit, and whenever you are taking your hand saying, I don't want God in this area, God's going to step back and say, well, if you don't want nothing to do with me, then fine. Then have your way.
So I've listened to the prophecies by these men of God. They were actually saying that the LA fire was as a result of these guys mocking God. Alright, but then let's listen to a man of God. You're going to know that this was planned. Alright, so just watch this video, but don't forget to like and subscribe.
During the Your Love World specials from Wednesday, we have it from Wednesday to Sunday. There's an evil plan to destroy a major city in the world. And the plan is for millions of people to die. I'm not going to mention the city, First, I don't want anybody panicking. But as I said, I'll discuss further in the Your Word specials. The plan is to use, through cloud seeding, create rains with lightnings, and then the use of nano weapons, nano bombs, that will cause extreme devastation. I'll break that down later on. So people are going to think it's climate change, but it's not climate change. They're doing it for two reasons. Number one, they want to test their abilities at a larger scale, which they've already tested and it's worked. But now they're going to send it as a great warning to the world that they mean business about climate change. The plan is to destroy so many with floods and fire, with these bombs. So they're talking about small munitions with devastating explosive force. And self-replicating smart nanorobots. And very difficult to know who's responsible for it. Very difficult, but very, very destructive. And so there's a plan for a particular city. You have to pray for your city. Okay? You pray for your city. And when we pray, that evil is moved away. Moved away. When I share the word of God with you, I not only, and especially when I give you prophetic information, so prevent you from suffering the consequences of ignorance. To save your life. Okay.
So I'm sure you listened to our dear man of God, Reverend Dr. Chris, DNC, Diddy, that this was actually planned. It was actually planned. Maybe not as a result that they mock God. You know, Hollywood has been mocking God from inception, and they have their reward. Alright? But even in the previous video you watch, you listen, you hear explosions, that these things were carried out intentionally. Alright? So that is why we need to pray, we need to intercede for the nations of the world, and we need to partner with Pastor Chris to take the gospel to the ends of the earth. Alright? Because these are the last days, so a lot of things are going to happen, and that is it. So there are more information I'll be dropping in this channel from now on. I'll be so and very active so that you get the best of the informations, because a lot are happening already. Alright, so don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. I will see you in my next video. Peace.